Hello, welcome. So I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna try to do this at a timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Long story short, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on my overall experience with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why am I wearing headphones? I don't need headphones for this because there's no music or anything playing. It's just something I'm used to is always having headphones on. I'm like, I sound so quiet when I talk. Anyways, long story short, I'll give you a quick rundown, my review, 1 out of 10 for each part, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. Then I'll give you a list of characters that are my favorite. I'll do a top five, and then probably tell you like my top three favorite like character designs or stage designs, unless you want those to be two things. But starting off with part one, I actually genuinely really loved part one, and overall, if I had to rank it, because I'm through parts 1 through 6. Let me get that out the way. So if you haven't seen parts 1 through 6, I won't be spoiling anything, but I will also say probably, come back to this video once you're done with parts 1 through 6, and then, whatever, come back and watch it. But starting off with part one, I really enjoyed it because it gives me the foundation of the Joestar family and everything about it. Real quick rating, I honestly really enjoyed this one, and I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I think the only things I really didn't like about it were how fast paced it was. Like, I feel like it could have been not necessarily drug out, but like had further explanations, because I feel like there were some characters that were just really underused. And like I said, won't spoil, so I won't say who it is. But towards the end, like I think it's the last 3 episodes, there's like 4 characters that are introduced that really don't do much. Moving right along to part two. Part two is easily the funniest part out of all 6. Had an enjoyable time with it. Solid. I'd say probably solid 9 out of 10. Give it a higher ranking than part one. Like I said, it plays off the foundation of part one, gives you more into it. I really like the aspect of Hamon, and then I really do wish that the like minor antagonist, which I don't even think he is a minor antagonist, but like he's only in for like an episode or two. I wish they had him be more of like the antagonist for a little bit longer, just like maybe 2 more episodes to kind of really see what he could do with his abilities and whatnot. Overall, like them, like the other minor antagonists, I loved the primary antagonist. I love the powers that they had. I love that everything was described to the point where I didn't have to be like, well, what's this? Well, how does this work? Well, that doesn't make sense. All of it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, solid 9. Number 3, going on right to part number 3. Apparently, a lot of people don't like part 3. I actually enjoyed it for what it was, but overall, I would give it probably a 6. And the reason I give it a 6 is because I am not a fan of how it ended. I'm not going to ruin the ending by saying exactly what happened, but I'm just going to say I'm not a fan of how it ended, because I feel like it was really like, out of every part that I watched, part 3 was probably the only one that was literally just plot armor. Like, that was the only one that was just, oh, you did this happen because of plot. Whereas every other part had a description of like literally like a laid out plan. This is how it worked. This is how I did it. And then it goes flashbacks, how I did it. Makes all like, it comes all together like full circle. Whereas part 3 is just like, oh, looks like this happens because whatever. And then on top of that, I do kind of wish that like Avdol was used more. I do wish that some of the characters were more threatening, or at least Jotaro had more of like a personality to him. Because in my eyes, he's just old. Like, I understand it's a personality trait, but like, oh, I'm gonna punch you. You're like, it's all you do is punch. Whereas all these other stands have all these cool abilities and all these things that they can do. You just punch, and then you're slightly faster or more fast than, not more fast, but you're like faster than some of them, but not super fast. You just hit faster than them. I was like, okay, whatever. So solid, like I said, 6 out of 10. That's all I can really say. Part 4, apparently, not even apparently, this is a part 4. A lot of people hate part 4 because it's like a slice of life. I really loved part 4, like so much so that I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Simple, easy, really enjoyed it. Everything about it was really cool. I do love how it goes from slice of life, switches to a murder mystery. Things happen to the point where it gets like brutal, to the point where it's like, oh my goodness, like the flip of the switch midway was insane to me. The stands are actually really unique to me. I enjoyed them. One of the coolest stands in there, like, I'd say like top 3 stands is in there specifically. One of my favorite characters is in this part as well, and I'll get to that list later. But yeah, like I said, solid 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Moving on to part 5. Part 5 is a solid, probably another, I'd say like 9 out of 10. If I actually, I'd say 9 out of 10, and the only thing stopping it is the main JoJo, Giorno. He's when it comes to like lacking personality, I think he is actually worse than Jotaro. At least Jotaro had like a spark of something here and there, but but overall, it's just he just lacked a personality. But the characters around Giorno were amazing. Like I genuinely liked the writing of them, loved their backstories, loved how all of their abilities worked. It was so cool. This part had me crying. Part 3 had me crying at like the end, but this one actually had me crying towards the end, like hard bawling. Like it was insane, dude. It was a painful cry. It was just so well written. I love the villain in it, love the minor villains in it. This is probably like the second coolest villain in my opinion out of the whole series. Like I'm not gonna say too much because I'm not trying to spoil it, anything like that. Part 5 had some really really cool villains. Moving right along to part 6. Part 6, I honestly would say probably out of all of them, this is probably gonna be. Is this my only 10 or is it gonna be another 9? I might say this is a 10 because I do love how it has elements of feeling like its own story that isn't connected to the other parts, even though there's characters that appear in this or are mentioned in this part. But I love the absolute monstrosity of a villain that comes out of this. And I don't mean monstrosity as in bad, I mean amazing. My favorite villain throughout the entire series is hands down this. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to ruin it. Is hands down part 6 villain. They are so cool. Their ability is dope. Their entire plan actually makes sense on how they planned it, how they explain it, how this is what I was saying earlier, where they go through the flashbacks and do things. Easily, hands down, the coolest villain throughout the entire series. I'd probably say 10 out of 10. I started off, and I'll still say this, just the beginning, starting off a series, the main JoJo in this one, in part 6, is the dumbest JoJo, but I'll cut her some slack because she is a teenager who is still learning. Whereas the other ones were adults, so you can argue that they are dumber than her because they should know better. So I cut her some slack after like the first 3 episodes because I'm like, okay, yeah, she is a teenager, so she is still young, she's still doing dumb stuff. I can't hate on her too much, but some of the decisions she makes in the first 3, I just thought were really stupid. But once again, she is a teenager, and I've made dumb decisions as a teenager, so I can't give her too much slack. But her character development from those first 3 episodes to the rest of the series, loved it. Absolutely enjoyed it. There's a lot of stuff in this where a lot of characters actually pop up. The other character that's actually tied with the one from part 4, one of my favorite characters, is in this part as well. But overall, with all that said and done, part 6 is probably the most interesting to me, like had the best story. It can be argued that part 5 did because part 5 is really good, but like I said, if Giorno actually had like a personality, I think that would drive it to a 10, because it's not the fact that he's like cold or he's calm, collected, methodical. He just doesn't really express anything. At least Jotaro actually somewhat got annoyed, someone got angry, would yell, would scream from time to time. Giorno's just very like, that's so cool. Oh no, I can't believe this happened. Now, I did watch this in dub, but I watched part 1 and 2 in sub. By the way, I tried part 2 in sub or in dub. No, couldn't handle it. Not that it was bad acting, whatever. It just threw me off so bad that I was like, I'll just go back to Japanese. But got about what? Let's see here. About a minute left, I would say. Yeah, I got about a minute and some change left. So, that being said, I'm going to go right into my favorite characters. Now, favorite characters overall, starting with number 5, is probably Okeasu. He is from part 4, my bad. Part 4, Okeasu. He's really cool. Goofy. He's the comedic, like, relief. Number 4 is easily... Oh, no, scratch that. Number 5 is Avdol. Number 5 is Avdol from part 3. I loved him, loved his character, but, like, overall, he didn't do much, so he gets spot 5. Number 4 is Okeasu, because Okeasu, he gets some character development. Very funny. He's the comedic relief. He has a very busted stand, but he's too dumb to understand how to use it better. Number 3, because I know 1 and 2 are tied. Number 3, oh, geez, I would probably say Weather Report from part 6. He's really dope. And then going forward, oh no, Narancia. Number 3 is Narancia. Narancia is up there. He had very good character development. I loved everything about him. Loved him as a character. Number 2 and 1 flip flop. Really hard for me to pick. It's from part 5 and part 6. It's Koichi and Emporio. They're really cool characters. I love their stands, love their character development. Everything about them is really cool. It's just so awesome. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, there's the alarm for 10 minutes. Now, give myself a little extra time here just to give you the coolest stands that I've seen, or the ones that I think are really like applicable just in general. Obviously everyone's gonna say like Dio stand, but I'm not gonna ruin it for you if you don't know. But Weather Report, now this is in no order at all of who's looked cooler or who's better. This is just my top 5 cool ones. Weather Report, The Hand. Oh, what's his name? Because it was Weather Report, The Hand. Aerosmith, their little bomber, was really cool. Oh, I'm trying to remember their names now. This is gonna bother me. What was their name? Oh, Smack, or I don't know the Japanese version of it. It's just the power to duplicate things was absolutely insane to me. And then there was one from part 3. It's called Emperor. Emperor it's just so cool to me. It's very simple once you find out what it is, but it's super cool to me. Characters like designs, easily number 1 for me was probably, I love Gyro's design from part 7. Love his design as a character. Easily number 2 is Rosado, and then number 3 is probably Avdol. Really like the earring necklace like thing he's got going on. Number 4, Jotaro. Anything Jotaro wears just looks clean. Like, he has this weird hat hair thing, but every like cloak thing that he wears, overcoat, super cool. And then I gotta say number 5, I'd probably say Caesar, because Caesar is very fashionable. Like, he's very cool. And I think anything that he wore throughout his part was just fashionable, like actually fashionable. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.